Welcome everyone for Study in Lithuania webinar. This session is about higher education in Lithuania. And my name is Dipinder Bawa. Today I'm going to be hosting this webinar for you together with my colleague Raminder Kaur from Visa Department. We will be sharing the methodology of the webinar we'll be sharing all the information about study in Lithuania, the process, the country, and one of the most important part will be covering VGTU, Vilnius Gimbutas Technical University, as a study higher education opportunity. So we can see that we have a lot of people already joining up, and we will not be delaying the process now. We'll be starting in next few seconds. I think, Raminda, we can start now. Raminda, I think we cannot hear your voice.
So am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, right. Thank you so much. So welcome everyone. So my name is Raminder, and I'm working with Indo-European as visa and services general manager. And I'm sure that many of you have seen our country-specific videos on our YouTube channel already. If not, I would request you to subscribe today for the latest updates on higher education opportunities in Europe. Today's session is organized to give you a detailed information about higher education opportunities, specifically in Finland. And for same, Mr. Dipinder Singh Bawa is already with us. So welcome, Mr. Bawa. So the stage is all yours.
So one thing which when I was preparing for this webinar, the first thing which I was very keen to know is what is the student feedback about Lithuania as a study destination. And when I did my research, I got to know that 94% of foreign students recommend study in Lithuania. Just want to add for the participants, we have invited two people, Mr. Syed, who's basically studied in Lithuania his first year, and due to his personal some medical problem, family medical problem, he has to come back to India. And now Mr. Syed is again going back to Lithuania. After my presentation, we will also hear what Syed has to say about higher education in Lithuania. We will also hear his feedback as well. But yeah, before one thing which was very convincing for me was that in Lithuania, 94% of the foreign students are recommending other friends and relatives to come back to Lithuania and for higher education, and that's the most important thing. So let's talk about Lithuania. Basically, it's a northern part of Europe. We're talking about three different countries. We're talking about Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia as Baltic countries because they are next to the Baltic Sea. Among all the three countries, Lithuania is one of the biggest Baltic country when we talk about the comparison point of view, the space comparison point of view. Lithuania is a member of Schengen country. It's basically Schengen zone, and Vilnius is the capital of Lithuania. We have seen a lot of people ask me the first thing that they are. I'm going to talk about those areas where people have a lot of concern. Example, people always say, people speak a lot of Lithuanian and Russian. Yes, it is true that in Baltic countries they have their own language, which is Estonian, Latvian, and Lithuanian. And other than that, people also speak Russian because in the old time, it used to be a part of the Russian Federation. Yeah, but now there's a lot of people who speak English as well. So all the programs we are talking about, those programs are available in English language. Just a second, let me just open a slide for you. Yeah. So basically, when we talk about the Lithuania as a country, there are different opportunities for students. They can study in a college or they can study in a university. So Lithuania also have this unique system where people have. When I say college, it means that I'm talking about University of Applied Sciences. When I'm talking of universities, then I'm talking about University of Research, basically. So, example, there are many colleges, many University of Applied Sciences also in Lithuania, but most of the students, Indian students who are going abroad to Lithuania, they are preferring to study in research-based universities because education quality and recognition is way different in a research-based university as compared to the University of Applied Sciences when we're talking about Baltic countries. So why people are choosing Lithuania? What is the major reason? Let me come to straight to the point. The most important reason is a quality education at affordable cost. This is one of the most important reasons why Lithuania, Latvia, or Estonia, as an entire Baltic region, has gone up in terms of the numbers, in terms of the student going abroad, because the quality of education is way up than a lot of Indian institutions who are charging the same tuition fee. So when I say quality education and affordable price, what do I mean with that? Let me give you an example. So if we're talking about Chennai, we have SRM University, we have VIT Vellore, we have SRM group also in Sonipat as well now in northern India. So this group basically, these universities, or MIT University, all these universities are charging a tuition fee of approximately 3 to 4 lakh rupees for a bachelor degree program. Now, neither of these universities are QS World Rank universities. Some of them are, they claim they are but they are actually not on the global level. They are basically on the Indian level. They have got star ratings, but VGTU being a public university, they are basically ranked from 150 to 250 rank on QS on various departments. So the quality of education is way up. Being a public university, it is very demanding from the student perspective point of view also, but the quality of education is not compromised. This means that students going to pay the same tuition fee and they're going to have a better quality of the education in Lithuania. When we talk about the students who are going for higher education, most of the students who go for bachelor degree program, they, after finishing a bachelor's, either go for a master degree program in Lithuania itself, or they can go to any other European country also. So the benefit of the studying in Lithuania is that you are saving on cost, because let's suppose, say, if you go from Denmark, Sweden, France, or Canada, or Australia, your bachelor degree is basically going to be very expensive. Giving you a small example of, let's say, I'm going to give you a small example of Denmark itself, because it's easier to compare Europe to Europe. So the tuition fee program at a bachelor degree program in Denmark, Sweden, and France and Germany would be 10,000 euros. Whereas in Lithuania, the same program will cost you approximately 3 to 4,000 euros. So we are talking about good 2.5 to 3 times cheaper than these countries. Now, when I said cheaper in tuition fee, it doesn't mean the quality also go down. So in fact, matter of the fact, being a world rank university, being a public university, the quality of the education is way above than many private and public university in Europe. When we talk about the education rate, so we're talking about 40% continue to university. One third of Lithuanians have university degrees. So all the Lithuanians try to have at least a master degree. So if you are a Lithuanian citizen, you will be ending up basically with your bachelor's and your master's both. Whereas in if you are a foreign student, you tend to finish your bachelor more. So you have to understand there are two different opportunities you have. You can go for either bachelor or you can go for either master's. Getting into a PhD program in Lithuania is a bit difficult in terms of the education, because going into PhD program means that you need to have a professor. So to have a professor who take you as a supervisor, you will be needing basically a consent from, and a proposal acceptance from the professor, and that is quite difficult from India. So most of the students going from India are only for bachelors and masters. Lithuania have two intakes. They have an intake in September. They have an intake in January. But in January, the programs are quite less. In September, there are many programs. All the universities run the program. In fact, September 2020 intake, due to lockdown, yes, there was a delay in few things. But we have got the updates from all the universities that they have been accepting the application. Everything is going as per the normal procedure. There will be no delayed applications taking place. So this means that the universities are already prepared for taking students for September 2020. If in case, a lot of students ask us the one question that what will happen if I apply now, whether I'll be accepted on the program, and if I am accepted at the program, will I be able to reach Lithuania because the borders are closed? So let me explain you that the course starts in September. We're talking about May, June, July, August, September, 5 months of time period here. So when we talk about the just a second, Uh, yeah. So basically, when we talk about the, I can see Sudhanshu has just joined on the screen.
Yes, Mr. Bawa,
Yeah,
Sudhanshu has
in
joined
2 minutes,
us.
once we are ready with the Sudhanshu, we'll also invite him on the call. So yeah, basically, the whole procedure is going on. Everything is fine. There will be no delay in the process. I have just seen, yes, last night, there is a news from the Reuters on in shots that Slovenia has declared the end of coronavirus as officially. So it was just last night evening itself. I have picked up, because Europe is big. Europe has different countries, and now if I see Europe, because I have always been telling people, that Europe is one common space. But when this kind of thing happened, every country become individual. So every country have taken their own steps. They're handling things themselves. So I believe Slovenia became the first world country, who has declared officially end of the lockdown and end of this whole situation, which means that I'm expecting that in coming days there will be few more basically coming up as well, who will announce this, because slowly and gradually we are coming to that stage. But at this point of time, the message is very clear. The admission is going on. You get the admission done for yourself. In a worse scenario, let's suppose you cannot reach in Lithuania or any European country by September. All the universities have confirmed that they will start the classes on time. They will not delaying the program. And once the student has ready to apply the visa, it could be in September, it could be in July, it could be in August, student will get into the system. Now, the most important thing is that in Lithuania, the visa process itself is only for 15 days, which means that it is not going to be a very you know a very difficult task for people.
So,
Yeah.
so Mr. Baba, most of the students have this query coming up, wherein you have already mentioned about the tuition fee being very economical. So, can you just put some more light that what usually is the tuition fee in Lithuania for, like, say, for engineering programs also?
So we are talking about Lithuania on any university we can pick up as a bachelor program. Let me pick you the VGTU program. We will be talking about basically 3,500 euros approximate tuition fee. I'm talking about somewhere between 2.5 lakh rupees to 2.9 lakh rupees as a tuition fee for the universities in Lithuania overall. And of course, I spoke about VGT University. I spoke about their rankings and everything. But other than VGT, also there are many good universities in Lithuania, which can be also a student choice. University of Lithuania is very good. It's one of the oldest universities. You have you have ISM University. It's a private university, a very good university for business students. If student would like to do engineering program, IT program, or a management program, or a creative industry program, there are four different fields I'm talking about. Then you should see VGTU as your first choice, because being one of the biggest university in the country, I will strongly recommend that. At the master's level, they charge a tuition fee of approximately 3.25 lakhs to 3.3 lakh rupees per year. This is the tuition fee for the per year point of view. And in case, and all the courses of master degree program are 2 years, and all the courses at the bachelor degree program are basically, it's 4 years.
Okay, right. Thank you so much. And what about the living expenses about, in Lithuania? Because that would also help the participants to, make up their decision.
I think, Raminder, it will be very nice if we can take Sudhanshu right now. So I would like to welcome Sudhanshu now on the screen. So Sudhanshu is basically a student who we have sent in the month of January. So Sudhanshu is doing his preparatory program in because the VGT University only run their main programs in September. But if students want to come in January, they have to do a foundation course, which lead from the January up till June. So Sudhanshu is about to finish his preparatory course, and then he will start his bachelor program. Sudhanshu, you have to unmute your mic. Okay. I think let's move on. I'm sure in case the technical team will help him to fix this issue. We'll come back to Sudhanshu again. So the Lithuania, the living expenses, if you talk about, all the universities have, most of the universities have their own hostel. So let me tell you the hostel pricing, and it will be very shocking for a lot of participants. When we talk about the accommodation cost, we're talking about approximately 100 euros per month. From 100 to 120 euros per month, we actually can live in Lithuania in a student hostel. And this is in Indian currency. I'm talking about 9,000 rupees, including heating, water, electricity, everything. Now, this is on campus. I'm talking about university hostel are on campus, which means on a walking distance from the university of 5 minutes. I have given you a small example by giving you VGT University hostel pricing. But if we talk about the other universities also, they are somewhere like same pricing. So the living cost in Lithuania is not expensive at all. So basically, when we talk about the students who are planning to go to Lithuania for and their food costing, because living cost is one thing and food cost is one thing. So approximately, I have shooted a complete video in January 2020 of VGT University, and one of my students, she has informed me. I'm going to requesting technical team to kindly mute. I think we have a lot of noise at the backside. Rishi, can you help us with that? Okay, let me see if I can.
Hello.
Audience, give me a minute. I would like to mute background noise coming up. Okay, so I have at the moment I have muted everyone, so there will be no noise now. So basically, yeah, when we talk about the students who are willing to stay in Lithuania, the food point of view is never be a problem. If we talk about the accommodation food cost together, we are talking about somewhere between 300 euros. This is what I would expect students to spend. I think I've just got information from the IT team that Sudhanshu is now ready to speak. Sudhanshu, can you hear us basically?
Hello, yes, sir, I can hear you.
Hello, Sudhanshu, how are you?
Sir, I'm good.
Good.
Sir.
Sudhanshu, thank you for joining us such an early morning. I'm sure it's a bit early morning there. It's Saturday, but I really appreciate you
Yeah.
coming on this. Sudhanshu, we are talking about
Thank you, sir.
Lithuania. We're talking about BGT University. You are
Yes,
you are the
sir.
live example for everyone. How much money do you?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna talk very practical questions. Because I
Okay.
think important is that the student should know the life in practical terms. Because I can say a lot of things, but that can be different as well. So, how much money do you spend every month in terms of accommodation in VGTU?
Sir, approximate I spend around 200 to 250 euros.
Okay.
This is my personal expense,
Does this
including
include your
living,
food as
food,
well?
and all.
Okay.
Yes, sir, everything.
So we are talking about, let's say we are talking about good 15,000-20,000 rupees, including food.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so your accommodation, how far is the accommodation from your hostel, from your university?
So it's at the walking distance, just 2 to 3 minutes walk to the
Okay.
university.
Cool. So
Yeah.
when you went into the accommodation, did you have to buy any whiteware, beds, and everything, or it was already?
No, sir, nothing. Everything was provided by the dormitory.
Okay. And is it safe? Because I believe a lot of our participants have people who want to send their children, especially the female students. From girls' point of view, is it a safe place to go?
Yes, sir, definitely it is a very safe place. Like in my dormitory, there are many girls, and they are very safe here, and everyone is very friendly, and they help each other, sir.
What kind of a lot of students come to the dormitory, and you can also live outside. So don't you want to live outside because it might be cheaper to stay outside dormitory? Because a lot of people think that way in India.
But according to me, sir, dormitory is the best. Like we can find our friends, we can do group study easily, and it is also cheaper and affordable for me. Dormitory's price.
How many students live in the room? I mean, how many of you, are you single or you sharing?
Sir, I'm sharing with one person, and total we are two in one room.
Okay, so two people in one room.
Yes, sir.
Great. So Sudhanshu, you have chosen, you have physics, chemistry, mathematics as a background. You have
Yes, sir.
chosen Lithuania as a study destination. My first feedback, my first question would be: are you really happy on your decision of choosing Lithuania as a study destination?
Yes, sir. Definitely, I'm very happy, sir. I'm enjoying here, and everyone I met many good people. They are helping me, and whenever I need them, they always help me in my studies too. And I have made many friends here.
You, where are you from in India? The background.
Sir, I am from Chandigarh, and
Okay.
my birthplace is Bikaner.
So you have lived in Chandigarh. You must be knowing that you have Chatkara University, you have CTU, you have many universities, but the university as well.
Yes, sir.
These universities are decent enough. How do you see them? Because I believe the tuition fee in the Chatkara and the VGTU is common. But
Yes,
what
sir.
was your main reason of coming to VGTU or Lithuania, and why not Baddi or Chatkara University?
So first of all, selecting Lithuania, it will provide me with the international exposure, and I will get more practical knowledge here. And moreover, the the tuition fees was quite similar, so I choose Lithuania.
Okay. So how's the faculty here when it comes to the education? Okay, cost point of view we have understood, living expenses point of view also we
Okay.
have understood. Now when we talk about the quality of education, how do you measure that basically?
So quality of education is really very good. The teachers are very helpful and they provide us very every knowledge very nicely and in a very easy way. If we don't get anything, they tell us to come at a specific time. They provide us with the time and they just help us a lot.
Okay. When and how many what is student to teacher ratio here in this university? Because a lot of the students always give me a feedback that they have
Okay.
gone to they've gone to a university, but they're not very happy with the ratio of a student to teacher.
No, as such, sir, I didn't face any problem. Whenever I need them, I just specially write them an email that I need your help regarding this topic. So they help me. They give me time, and I go to them and just clear it off.
And what about the faculty? I mean, is your faculty quite supportive in terms of your helping you? Even sometimes some students, really face some problems in the classroom, and they would like to go to faculty, out of the classroom as well, and try to have some extra time because going to a different country, in different university, and specifically a world rank university. Just for the audience, for the records, VGTU University is the part of the a partnership with the IIT in India, and it is ranked one of the top universities in India, and they have a partnership with VGTU. And if you are studying in VGTU, you can also go on an Erasmus exchange program. I believe, Sudhanshu, you know about Erasmus exchange program.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Could you
sir.
just explain something about the Erasmus exchange program, how it's going to help students, and what is the program is about?
Like students can go to their that specific country. They can study to different country at a similar tuition fees, and they can get their that locations in exposure.
So basically, which country are you planning to go later on?
So I will be planning. I will go to Germany later.
Germany. So, students,
Yes.
if you would like to study in Germany, a part of your education, this is also you can do in basically in VGTU, because in VGTU you will be able to do your education, and a part you can do in Germany or in Denmark or in Sweden. VGTU have 300 partner universities across the world where you can study this program. So, Sudhanshu, when it comes to the entire admission and visa process, was it complicated or was it easy, and was it any problem, any feedback you want to share with students?
So no, so there was not any problem. The visa process was very easy, and maybe in 5 to 6 days I got my visa.
Okay, so when it comes to if now you are going to finish your preparatory course, and you can
Okay.
move to other countries also if you want, but I believe you are choosing to
Okay.
stay in VGTU in Lithuania itself. So what is holding to you? Because you can also go to Warsaw, you can also go to other countries, and you can study your main program there also. But why you only want to stick to VGTU?
So because first of all, it is a ranked university, and it was my dream to study here. And the faculty are very good, and they help help us in a very easy way and nicely. And moreover, I'm enjoying here. So surrounding is very good, and everything is very good.
Great. Thank you, Danshu. I'll be coming back to you in a later stage. Thank you for joining us,
Okay.
and we'll keep in touch with you and definitely
Okay, sir.
see you very soon in Lithuania. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Yes, sir.
So, student, this
Thank you,
is
sir.
Sudhanshu from Lithuania, from the VGTU campus, and he's a student who's studying there, and he's quite happy in terms of the as a student. And we also have. I just want to inform you that I have got a call yesterday in the evening around 8 o'clock from a student who is currently in Chennai. His name is Mr. Syed. Syed has gone to Lithuania 1 year back, and he has joined one of the other university, which is called KTU University. Yeah, Syed studied his first year program in KTU, and then he basically has to come back in January 2020 because there was some family emergency. And once he came back, I just got a call back yesterday, and he's like, he would like to go back to Lithuania for this intake, and he want to study now. This time, not in KTU but VGTU. So I thought I spoke to Syed and I requested him, if he can join us as well in this conversation today. So I think he has lived there for 1 year, more than Sudhanshu, and I think let's hear his feedback as well as because Sudhanshu come from North India, from Chandigarh, Syed come from Tamil Nadu, and students have different preferences. So Syed, welcome and thank you so much for joining us on a short notice.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This is Dipinder Bawa. Can you hear me?
Yes, Syed, we can hear you. Thank you. So Syed,
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I believe I have given a quick introduction about you already. Share with now. You have been to Lithuania. You came back. Now you have an option to go to any other country because you are in a situation where you can choose. You can choose to go to Lithuania or Denmark or Sweden or anywhere else also because of two reasons. One, you have seen Europe. And second, you already have got a visa in the past, so it will be very easy for you to get a visa. Now, why Lithuania again, and why this change of a university, if you can share with us?
Yeah, so first of all, I chose Lithuania. I wanted to go to Lithuania again because, first of all, when I first exposed to the country named Lithuania, I was like a bit shocked because I was, cultural differences and all that. But then people were so friendly and people were so moving and they helped each other, and the quality of education is also pretty good and it's like really high, and more importantly, it's really affordable for Indians to go and live in Lithuania, in European countries, especially in Lithuania. It's really affordable, and it's for the people who wants to spend like less on food and outgoing and more on studies. Lithuania is the best option because the quality of education is pretty high and the cost of living is really low, and people are really friendly if you know how to speak some Lithuanian, because you can really catch their hearts if you know some words in Lithuanian. And yeah, language is not the biggest barrier in Lithuania because all the youngsters and all the university teachers, all the professors, all the people who are below 40, they speak English. So mostly there are a lot of youngsters there moving around. And Vilnius and Kaunas, it's a student city, so language is not the biggest problem. And so if you're, so that's one of the main reasons I wanted to go back to Lithuania, because it's a country I love the most. And why VGTU is because, first of all, when I started choosing abroad for studies, I was little and I didn't have a clear thought to choose what I wanted to study, so I chose random, like KTU. I wanted to go to Lithuania because I found it affordable, but I didn't know how to choose a university because I didn't have much guidance. And I went through an agent and they told me like KTU is good and accepts like a lot of people. So I went there and I took chemical engineering, and chemical engineering was not my part from my heart because I studied biology itself in school and I wanted to take biomedical sciences and engineering, but I landed up in chemical, which was pretty sad. So and also my family situation. Like this year, it was pretty risky, so I wanted to cancel and come back. I wanted to join in VGTU, where I wanted to start from the beginning. So.
Great. Thank you so much for this information. I believe a lot of audience who have got your understanding as well, understand your view as well, because it's quite important, if the students share their own feedback, because now when you and Sudhanshu have shared the feedback, which is because I think the
Hello.
most important feedback in education is the student feedback, because, what do you feel about it? We're talking about the living expenses, as Sudhanshu has just mentioned already. I would like to see what you say about living expenses. Do you think even of course, back his words that 250 euros is approximately 250 to 300 euros is good enough for the living and food? Is it a correct statement?
Mhm. Yes, absolutely, it's the right statement, because if you live in a dormitory, it's pretty affordable. It's like from 100 to 130 euros for a single person, and if you share a room, it's really affordable. It's like 80 to 90 euros, and yeah, so you can if you cook your own food, it's really affordable, because you can buy for the food products for a week and a half in just 20 euros, 20 to 23 max euros, and like over a month it's like 150 euros. Because what I did for expenses, I did boxing, and I did like going for gym, so that was like my extra expenses. But 200 to 300, 250 is the correct expenses for a student. So yeah,
Some
it's right,
places,
he's right.
thank you. Some places students spend a lot of money on traveling. How much do you think
Hmm.
student has to pay for a monthly travel in the city in Lithuania?
um yeah, well, travel for the transport, for the bus
Yeah,
transport
bus,
in
bus and
Lithuania,
local
if
tram, yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
what was your expenses per month? What you were spending every month on transport, public transport?
7.5 euros for a month pass for a bus as a student, because the student get a discount. It's just 7.5 euros. And if you take a cab, say for example, you take a cab from your university to the city center, it's just going to be like 3.5 euros and
So
four.
yeah, knowing that we are talking about student life, so I believe the most of the student will take
Mhm.
cab maybe once or twice in a month for something urgent.
Yeah,
So we're
they
talking
had
about
to.
somewhere like 7 euros a monthly. We're talking about 600 rupees a month. I
Mhm.
cannot make that pass even in Delhi for Delhi Metro for 600 rupees to go to my house. So this is something,
Oh.
I always try to tell people, because a lot of people have, understanding. There's another question which comes in my mind. People ask me always. I
Mhm.
always have my answer, but let's see what you say. The
Mhm.
next thing people ask is, oh, Lithuania or Latvia or Estonia, they are the small countries, 3 million people, small size, and this is an ex-Russian country. That mind image is still there for specifically for people who are above 40. Parents have that image that it might not be a good country. How do
Mhm.
you see Lithuania versus Denmark or Sweden? Do you think there is a difference? Do you think it really is a big difference between Lithuania and Denmark education system?
No, there's not much of a difference between Lithuania and Denmark, because education qualities are the same, just the prices differ, because Denmark is, how do you say, the more developed, and like, it's big, so that's why the cost is big. But I see Lithuania as not a small country, but a limited edition. So you have to make a best use of it. And once, if you get an opportunity to study in the biggest universities like VGTU, if you get that opportunity, it's like you're getting a golden apple. So you have to get used to it, and it will make you better and big in life.
Which course you are planning to study now when you're going to go this year in 2020? What do you want to study?
The study which I wanted to study from the beginning, which is biomedical engineering. So.
Once you finish your bachelor's degree, of
Mm-hmm.
course there are two things you have. You can go for a job, or you can go for a master's program.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, if I okay, master's is fine, it's a very but obvious answer. But let's say if you want to go for a job, do you think by having a higher education in Lithuania, you'll be able to crack a
Mm-hmm.
job for yourself in European Union? Is there a good opportunities?
So after completing bachelor's, do you asking me like if I want to work was like a good
Yes.
opportunity or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because well, the first reason is you're studying in one of the high-ranked universities, which is in Lithuania, and you will get a lot of career opportunities to to work. And I think that was the question, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
about the career
absolutely.
opportunities,
Because a lot of people
you'll
think
be able to.
that I go to
Mhm.
Lithuania, a smaller country, I will have smaller opportunity. But we all know that Lithuania being a part of Schengen zone, which means that
Yeah,
students are eligible to find a job not only in Lithuania but
yeah.
also outside Lithuania. So this is what I want to hear from you as well.
Mhm.
So do you have plans to do a job or you have plans to do a master's?
For me personally, I would work for 1 year, save up the money, and I will spend it for masters. Because for masters, I want to spend from my wallet. I don't want to disturb my parents anymore. So I will work, and yeah, you will get a lot of opportunities because I've seen my friends who are Lithuanians and who found a job abroad after completing the bachelor's, and which was really surprising because I also hear people saying that Lithuania is a small country, but I view it as a limited edition. If you get used to it, you'll make a better result out of it. Yeah.
Thank you, Sayed. Thank you so much for the information, sharing your life experience. I think that was one of the wonderful webinar we have because it's always good to hear what student thinks because that's the
Hmm.
most strongest community. The most best feedback can come from a student. And
Hmm.
I'll definitely connect you back again in after a couple of hours, and then we will take your application and we'll go and apply your application for VGTU as I promised you last evening. Student, this was Sayed from Chennai. He joined with us, an ex-student of KTU, and now planning to study in VGTU. So we have these two students who share their story. In case you would like to have more information on Lithuania, I'm going to just go through some more quick facts about Lithuania, which is very important for you to understand. Number one, for visa requirement, you or your sponsor have to show 2 years of income tax return document. That's a mandatory piece of document. You have to show it. It could be either student or it could be either parents or any third party also. And the approximate show money for the visa would be 5 lakh rupees approximately in student sponsor or his account. This is the visa point of view. 15 days is the visa processing timing. Admission is open right now. You make an application. There's an application fee of 100 to 150 euro, depending upon university you pick. But if I pick UGTU, we are talking about a 100 euro application fee. Once the application is done, you will be able to go through we'll lodge your application, and then you will have an online self-recorded interview. You have to record that interview, load it into the portal, and then your application is reviewed. Within the 7 to 8 days time, you will be able to get a conditional letter. Post that, you have to pay the tuition fee. After paying the tuition fee, you will be in a queue of visa application. The word queue I'm using because we're going to set up your entire visa file, everything already. And the moment the lockdown is over and we get a green signal from Lithuania, which I'm expecting very, very soon from my own, as if now I cannot say anything because nothing is decided yet. So, but then I'm expecting that very soon, like Slovenia, when Lithuania will say, okay, the students can go and apply the visa, and that is a time when we will process the visa application. But that time we will not be able to do your admissions. So it's very important for students. VGTU is a university for those students who did not crack IIT, because if you're looking for a top rank university, then definitely VGTU comes in the first choice. Affordable and cost effective top rank university. You have heard both the students. Post that, students who want to go for master degree program, you will be able to only go for VGTU if you have a 4-year bachelor degree. If you do not have a 4-year bachelor from India, you have to have 3 years plus 2 years. So Lithuania accepts students on a master's only if you have 4-year bachelor or a 3+2. In case you have 3-year of BCom or BBA, then there are certain universities who can give you program in management and business. This is possible, but you have to do a pre-master program along with the master's program. So this is one thing which is differ from the other universities. For bachelor student, it's very easy. It's class 12 marks. You need to have 60% marks in your PCM for engineering. If you are want to go for a creative industry course, you need to have approximately arts background also is okay. So this creative industry course is very interesting. This is a course for those people who basically would like to start something of their own. So when I went to creative industry building, it was a brand new building. When I went there, I saw that there is a there's all kind of workshops were there. So I saw the one gentleman who passed out from VGTU has opened his small office. So what he was doing wooden visiting cards on the wood, basically very creative and exclusive product, and it was his startup. So this building gives him an office and also a space to work, all the resources. They have a carpentry workshop, they have studios, they have all kind of workshops only for people who are very creative. So Bachelor in Creative Industries in VGTU is an amazing program for those people who do not want to be more into the theoretical knowledge, but more on the practical side. It could be robotic, it could be mechanical, it could be audiovisual. They have everything together, one building, and it's called Creative Industry Building. This is where Sudhanshu comes in from. And in case you would like to have more information on any of the program, you are most welcome to set up a personal meeting with me and discuss the program. The top program, before ending this webinar or going on to your FAQ session, let me just go through the top program. Bachelor in Mechanical, Masters in Mechanical, Mechatronics, Automobile Engineering, Electrical, IT, Civil. A civil program is amazing program, 150 rank program. Now, when I say 150 QS rank program, it's better than the IIT also, because any of the IIT, if you pick, none of the IIT in India has got their civil program ranked as QS 150. So automobile, again, very popular in the South Indian market. Aviation transport also is there. You have basically the piloting courses also there, but the piloting course is expensive and it's also longer. The time is less, so we have to let's say we can jump onto the FAQs. Just a second. We would.
So herein, I would want to, just wish good afternoon to everyone who have wished Mr. Bawa, in our, chat box. And to start off with, sir, we are having a question coming from Mohar Sahab. He wants to ask that can he apply with information technology? Can we apply with information technology?
Sure,
so
yeah.
either it is that if that course is available in IT, or is it that he's from an
Okay,
IT
so
background?
let's understand that the question would be for the class 12 student. If you have, yes, you can apply an IT program if you have class 12 student for a bachelor's. But if you are a BSc IT student and want to study MSc IT, no, you cannot apply for VGTU, but you can apply to other programs, 3-year bachelor degree program. So what we have to see is we have to see whether any university is offering pre-masters in IT, so that you can join that program. In case none of the universities offering a pre-masters in IT, then you will not be able to study masters in IT, but then you can study in master in IT in Latvia. And today in the afternoon, we will be having a session on Latvia as well. You can join the session. So 3-year bachelor degree is accepted in Latvia, but not Lithuania.
Right. So Gurvinder Singh is asking up that what will be the working hours as a part-time job?
Part-time job, students can work 20 hours a week, and a student can start working as soon as their resident permit arrives. The resident permit arrives approximately between 3 to 6 months in the first year. So, and then you always renew the resident permit, and they'll be able to work absolutely fine. Yeah.
Right. So Gurvinder is having another question, and he wants to ask that can he pay the whole 4,400 euro fee in starting to get a visa, or are there going to be any installments in the tuition fee?
The first year tuition fee is mandatory in Lithuania. All university will accept the tuition fee only for first year. In fact, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, the entire Baltic countries, the first year tuition fees is mandatory for the visa purpose also.
Right. So Deepak has put up a question that due to COVID-19, are the scholarships for master program are still being offered by the university?
Yes, there was the VGTU. The was giving scholarship to students. In fact, our student Sayed missed that scholarship. I was just talking to him last night. The scholarship deadline for 1st of May, and if you have more than 80% marks, you will be eligible for scholarship. So definitely yes, you can apply for scholarship, but
Right.
not anymore for the VGTU. Lithuania, it's already gone. So I would say that this year is gone, but next year you can apply in the second year in the deadline.
Right. So Deepak also further adds on that it's about the English language, which Sayed had already answered. That is language a constraint in terms of, huh?
Deepak, I think I would say no, but then you have heard Sayed as well, and we have, and this is the whole point of bringing this to life students from the community, because I think they are the best people who can give the feedback. And I'm actually going to be agree with Sayed's comment that people below 40 years of age speak English, because if you go to any village in India also, people above 40, 45, they don't speak English. We all know that. And same thing is about the Baltic countries. In 2011, when I started promoting Baltic countries 9 years back, it was very difficult to convince people that there's a huge demand. But now Baltic countries have created such a high demand for the students, because now they are only left. They have limited seats also, because the education quality is so good, and people have done their graduation. They have gone to the job market. They have got good jobs. I got hundreds of stories, where students have been working perfectly fine. In Malta, they're working in Germany, they're working in Lithuania, in Latvia, and they are very happy with the quality of education. And they said, of course, at some point of time, even I have faced some kind of problems, but then it's everywhere. But in overall 90% of times, as a student community, as a student environment, you will have no problem. And even if you have some problem, that you will consider as challenges in life, and that's what is all about the experience.
Right. So the next comes from Mr. Suvajit Banerjee, and I would want to mention him, Mr. Bawa. This is a kind of a proud moment wherein he's a father of one of our students, Shubhranshu Banerjee, who is currently doing his preparatory course in VGTU,
Very
and
good.
he has shared his experience. I would just quote what he had written. So he's quite happy there with the education system, facilities, and the environment. I want to convey my thanks to Indo-European for the smooth process.
Mr.
So thank you,
Banerjee,
Mr.
thank you
Suvajit.
so much. These words are most important for us, and I think this really make my day, and especially in this negative environment, you're giving such a positivity for us. Yes, I am a strong believer in education. I'm a strong believer in unbiased counseling, and we are very happy that your child is very happy. Anytime if you face any problem in Lithuania, or if he has any challenges, you're most welcome to contact me as well directly, and we'll be happy to help you anytime.
Right. So another question comes up. It is again regarding the part-time jobs. Basically, the question is that if we could explain them, that what kind of part-time jobs are available.
In basically part-time jobs, we are talking about student jobs. So a lot of people give you a rosy picture. Let me give you a real picture. You will not get the part-time job in a white collar job. If you get a part-time job, there will always be most of the job will be your restaurant jobs, your bar jobs, factory jobs, maybe McDonald's as well. But even in McDonald's, you have to go in the backside because you don't speak language. Just here in the language, I would like to say, Sayed has just shared with me that he can speak Lithuanian also. Now, Raminda, how many students we know who speak Lithuanian? Maybe very few. But I
Very
think
few.
this is where a student will travel an extra mile to learn the language. So the country is
That's
good.
right.
He learned the language. In case he can learn the language, he can also get a better part-time job. So, but if you do not learn the language, you can definitely get a part-time job, and your part-time job is good enough to fund your living, because you are not going to make €1,000. There are a lot of videos I've seen on the internet, who say, oh, you can make a lot of money in Lithuania. In Latvia, no, it's absolutely not true. You will be only making on a benchmark of say €300. If you make, see, people are making more money also, but I'm not going to quote their result. If I say 300, you will mentally prepare like that. So if you earn 3 to 400, it's good enough for your living expenses, and your tuition is already very cheap. So it's a good destination.
Right. So to add on, one of our viewers would also want to know that what are the class timings per week? Like, what are the study hours there?
Okay, so every student need to know that in the Western world or in European countries, all your universities have timetables. So let's suppose, say, in this semester you have 8 subjects, and the 8 subjects will have a different timetable. So let's suppose you might have a on Thursday a class of 2 hours, and then there is no class. You might have a Monday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and you're doing 3 classes only. So it all depend upon semester to semester, but I would say mostly students get free by 3 or 4 o'clock at the bachelor's. Master students sometimes have classes in the evening, not in the daytime, because there is working professionals also. But it's not like India. You start at 9, you finish at 4. Not exactly like that.
Right. So Almas has a question here. He wants to have a clarification on the university partnership with IIT India.
So basically, the VGTU being a partner with IIT India, which means that they have a research going on with partner IIT. The VGTU being a elite university only partner with top universities. So not only IIT India, but VGTU also is a partner with all the top universities across the world. I would say they have 300 partner universities. To know the list of those partner universities, and this means that you can go to those. Some of the universities are for research partnership, some are for the student exchange. Now, to go and understand where you can go as a student exchange, if you go on the Erasmus programs on the VGTU university, there is a list which you can click, and you will find all the partners of the VGTU where Erasmus exchange is possible. In these universities, you will find TU Berlin, TU Darmstadt, all the TU9s of Germany, all Delft University. You name a top university in Europe, and they are going to be partner of them, because research university will not do a partnership with the applied science university. They will always do research to research only.
Right. So Sunil has shared his profile with us. He had mentioned that he had secured 84%
Yes, I can
marks
see 84
in
PCB, 33 marks in maths. He has IELTS 6.5.
IELTS,
So,
and he's interested in bioengineering.
if okay, so if you are interested in bioengineering, yes, your math mark can be sideline as well, but we have to take a pre-approval, because the overall percentage marks is 60%, Sunil. But in case sometimes because you're going for bioengineering, I believe your maths marks can be excluded. But so definitely, I'll be sharing you my email address here as well. Let me write it to you here on the chat window. I believe everybody can see it. And European. If you can send me your documents directly, I will be happy to take approval from university. So I have just written my email address. So Sunil, send me the documents, and I'll happy to take it to the university and try to get an approval. Most likely, yes, because you're not going for a traditional engineering program where PCM is one of the most important for the entry requirement.
Right. So Gurvinder Singh is putting up a question regarding the fees. That is, would he be able to pay the fees by earning there?
So basically, see, technically, I would say don't go for that, because if you are going to spend, if you what you earn is good enough for your living expenses. If you try to make the tuition fee and your living expenses both, and if you go over the number of hours, you're going to sabotage your entire project. So if a student work for 7 to 8 hours in a day, when will he study? So going to Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, I'm not going to say only for Lithuania and VGTU. I'm going to say when I talk about Baltic countries, I always want that students should go fund the tuition fee from home, because even if you study in India, in Delhi, your parent would be paying the tuition fee. And when you go to Chitkara University or to Sharda or to MIT in the evening, you don't go to KFC, right? So then this means that this funding is coming from India. So if the entire tuition fee, I will strongly not recommend students to go with this mindset that I'll go there, I'll earn my tuition fee, I'll earn my living expenses both. Now this is going to be a very big problem, because you will not be able to cope up with university. And I also want to share that a lot of students, a lot of Indian students, they fail to complete the program because these universities are very demanding. So part-time job is okay, fine, 20 hours a week is good enough for your living expenses, but I would strongly suggest that parents should sponsor their students entire education in terms of tuition fee. If not, then they take a loan. VGTU, being the public university, world top rank university, is in the list of all the banks, and we have got experience that every bank has approved the student when they get the admission for the education loan.
Right.
I hope
So,
I answered the question correctly. Yeah.
definitely right. So he has his next question about the flights availability from India to Lithuania because of COVID.
Okay, right now no flights, of course, because there is no flight. It's but obvious. But then, when it's a normal day, you will have approximately. You have many flights actually, because you do not have any direct flight to Baltics, neither Lithuania, Latvia. So you have to have a via flight. The most cheapest and most quickest is Aeroflot. It is only 20,000 rupees one way. This is what our students take, and I always recommend this for everybody. And they also give you 2 baggages of 23 kgs, so it's always good. All of the flights
Right.
are going to be expensive and also long routes.
Right. So what is the maximum age of students, who are being acceptable at VGTU?
Okay, so each case is discussed case by case. So if you do not have a huge gap, yes, you can be accepted. If you have a gap, we need to know how many years, what you have done. So for VGTU, the selection. So there are many universities in Baltics who take students like here and there. I, of course, cannot name the university for obvious reasons, but VGTU, being a very reputed university, has a very clean and clear understanding with our company that we have to only recruit those students who are really focused on their education. So when you come to us, on the with the application, we first have to evaluate whether your profile matches with the VGTU. And I just want to tell you that VGTU is not the only university we work in Lithuania, but we work with many other public universities also. But definitely we see a huge demand of VGTU because of the top rank university. So not everybody get admission, but yes, if you are a good student, you are motivated, yes, we will be able to help you out.
Right. So we have got a case study, I would say. The age is 40 and 15 years of experience. And if I am looking forward to go for an MBA program, specifically in VGTU, any chances?
No.
No. Okay. Right. So the next question is from John's Leo, and his question is about basically the backlogs. That is it going to affect the acceptance in the university if there are backlogs in the studies?
Not really. I mean, depend upon the what kind of backlogs you have, if you have passed it or not, how many backlogs. Sometimes people have 20 backlogs. They have done their engineering in 8 years. Of course, no. But then, if you say I have shared my email address with you as well. If you can send me your documents in same day, I can reply you back. Whether you'll be able to get admission into Lithuania or not, and which university you can get into. Yes, definitely.
Right. So the next question comes from Sunil Kumar. He wants to ask that will the Punjab students be acceptable there, and also wants to know a little more about the courses and universities.
So basically, our past experience, I'll be very open about that. Our past experience was not very good. In fact, with the Punjab students, because a lot of students have misused the visa. So therefore, we would like to have a personal meeting with students. So anybody who have a Punjab or Haryana passport, definitely there will be a personal meeting. We're gonna do with them, maybe on the Zoom, and discuss and they see the profile. And according to the profile, if we see that you are motivated, definitely yes, we have a lot of students from Chandigarh, from Punjab, who are studying there. You just heard out the Sudhanshu who's from Chandigarh itself. But as I said very openly, that we are looking for students who are very motivated and only want to study. This is the prime objective. Yes, definitely. Even if you have a passport from these 2 cities, we can do that. Not an issue.
Right. And the next question comes from Shaurya, and he wants to know the value of BA in culinary arts as compared to France and in comparison to Lithuania.
Okay, so let's understand the BA. Even if you want to study BA in culinary arts or in France or Lithuania, the degree value is same. It's like you studying a bachelor in culinary arts from Sharda or from Chitkara, because they both are going to be under UGC Act. They both going to give you a bachelor degree, and both the bachelor degree will be eligible for the master's program. Now, the only thing the difference could be how did it reach? So the more exposure will come to you when it comes to, see, France is known for its delicacies. It is known for its bakery products, and a lot of students choose France and Italy for this program. But it has nothing to do with the validation or the evaluation of the program. It is a complete 3-year bachelor degree. Then it will be a complete same point. It will give you 180 points. So if the question, if I understand correctly, if you want to understand what is the value proposition, if I study from there, the degree value is same, but experience point of view a bit different. You will get more. I can give you a very good program in this in France, in one of the very top schools who give this bachelor in culinary arts. I would suggest you to go to France if you can afford it. Absolutely no problem. It's one of the best destination for this kind of courses.
Right. So Almas puts up the question that how will it affect if my master, like if he joins his master's program in January, and will he be able to get internship and job as well?
There is it all depends. If your question was in January, most of the programs doesn't start in Lithuania, so you have less choice. You only have to join the preparatory course like Sudhanshu has joined. Other than that, if you want to join in, so you can join in September the master program, and if not, then in foundation course in the month of January. Otherwise, there is no option in Lithuania at this point of time.
Right. So, Sunil Kumar, I believe we have already answered this question about bioengineering. You have to share the documents for the students with Mr. Bawa for assessment so that he can get an approval. Right. And then moving on, Shaurya asks, I want to know the, okay, this has already been done.
Yeah.
Deepak,
I can
is
see
there
cats.
any?
Yeah. Deepak is asking. Yeah.
Right. So Deepak puts up that is there any age limit of application and criteria of minimum percentage in 12th
I
or
think we've done this
graduation?
question as well. I believe any age driven application.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay.
What is the full scope of
Percentage
spouse visa?
minimum percentage, yes, Deepak, depending upon the country to country, but then Lithuania, we're talking about 60% marks is required in Lithuania. All the universities are asking for 60%, definitely. Not only one visit to you. What is the scope of spouse visa? Deepak, spouse visa is not possible because Lithuania doesn't allow spouse visa, so there's no option for spouse or children. So when spouse can't come, the second question, spouse can work illegally, legally, is out of the question now. Govinder is asking, I have done IELTS, but it's expired. Can we use the proof of English? Yes, you can use the IELTS as a proof of English, but you still have to give your recorded interview, depending upon the program. But Skype interview or recorded, it all depends on the university. But yes, we can use your. You don't have to be English. IELTS is not required, Gurinder, but it's always recommended. If you have it, we can attach with the application. It will not be any harm. Yeah.
Then Deepak wants to know the scope of masters in finance. He has completed his BCom.
Deepak, you can do this course, but not in. If you want to do it in Lithuania, it has to be with pre-master degree, and only then you can do it. Otherwise, and you have to do it in the University of Lithuania, not in the VGTU, because University of VGTU have finance engineering course actually, master in finance engineering. They have it, but this course is you need to have bachelor and master, so you need to have 3+2. You cannot have 3 of education. So for you, we can give you another university. Please send us the documents. People, I have shared my email address. If you can send me your documents and just in the subject line, just write, did you want to apply for Lithuania? We can immediately do a profile check for you and do a shortlisting, which universities, tuition fee, we can give you instantly.
Right. So the email ID had been shared at 12:59 p.m. So just for the reference, because there had been few queries coming up.
I have again shared my email ID as well. So
okay.
You can.
So Muhammad Wasim Halim is from Afghanistan. Currently, he's in India, and he wants to know, can he take admission in VGTU?
Mr. Muhammad, yes, you can. I'm Muhammad Walis, and I'm from Afghanistan, currently I'm in India. If you have a resident permit in India, if you have a reason to live in India with a long-term resident permit, if you have a short-term visa, no. But if you have a resident permit, if you have 1-year visa, Yes, you can apply. We have done in the past, and you can apply for not only for Lithuania, for other countries also, like Latvia as well. So you can process your application from here. So the simple mathematics is that if you show that you're living in India for any reason for long term, and the long term definition is for 1 year, then yes, you can.
Right. So Almas, we would request you to drop an email on the given email ID. So we will definitely get in touch with you for that personal meeting which you have requested, right? And we will make sure that this happens.
Okay, Almas has got. I have applied for personal meeting, but I didn't got a call. Almas, Raminda, can you please check after this webinar? Almas is confirming that he has applied for a personal meeting. Almas, I'll check with the marketing team, and I'll definitely gonna call you back in, and I can see your details as well. So we'll be calling you just after this webinar to give you the information on Finland, and so you don't have to wait any further. I
So
believe we
any
have
more
answered the questions.
questions? That's right. As of now, all the questions have been answered.
Super. People,
Right.
we are having this study in Latvia session today. Uh, Latvia is a country which we started in 2011, and Lithuania in 2012. And I believe that if you're looking at study in Baltics, then definitely you can also attend the study in Latvia webinar also, because this will give you an option and understanding, because some people will be able to qualify for Lithuania, some do not. And then, and I give you example, like 3-year bachelor degree students, they either have to go for a pre-masters, or they have to go for a the uh, uh, the uh, the master's program, but master's program you can't go. So Lithuania students who can't fulfill the Lithuanian criteria, they will have to go to Latvia. Though both the countries are more or less same, but there are some very specific information which is different from each other. So we're going to discuss this information with you today. And let me just tell you in a minute that what time the Latvia webinar is. Just a second. Um Yes, it is at 3 p.m. Today in IST Indian timing, and we'll be sending the link to all the students who have attended the Lithuanian webinar. Just in few minutes, you'll be getting a link to the Latvian webinar also, so you can join and understand the education opportunities in Latvia, and then you can compare which would suits you the best, because we have all the universities in Latvia, all the universities in Lithuania, a very unbiased counseling, and then you can make a final decision. I believe, Raminda,
Right.
we have.
That's right. So thank you so much, Mr. Baba, for your
Thank you,
valuable
Raminda.
time.
Thank
And
you, team. Thanks a lot.
just in case if you're having any further questions and any personalized meeting request, please do drop up an mail on the given email ID, right? And we would be more than happy to help you. Right. Thank you so much.
I have basically I'm sending my email ID once again, so everybody can have it. I can see that last time I made a mistake. I only sent to the panelists. Now I have sent to everyone, so you can have my email ID. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot. See you at 3 p.m. for studying Latvia session.
Right. Thank you so much.